Peace and welcome. Today's date is October 8th, 2020. Oh, no, let me correct that. Yesterday's date was October 8th, 2020. Today's date is October 9th, 2020. And I thought I would come on and pull a tarot card and do a little reading. So just give me one moment. Anywho, okay, so I want to do a little reading from Bright Dawn Lay Minister Service Guide. The hundreds. Better than 100 hollow words is one word that brings peace. Better than winning 100 battles is to conquer yourself. Then the victory is yours. It cannot be taken away from you. Better than 100 years of ignorance is one day spent in reflection. Better than 100 years of idleness is one day spent in determination. Better than 100 years of misdeeds is one day spent in meditation. Better than 100 years of worship is one day spent in contemplating how all things arise and pass away. Better than 1,000 offerings is 1 hour seeing the one life beyond the way. Better than giving up 1,000,000 worldly ways is to live one moment in the eternal present of the Dharma. And that was from the Bright Dawn Lay Minister's Handbook. So the book fell open to that page, and I decided to move on to the next I Ching, which I believe is number 4, Folly, Youthful Folly. And I think it sort of goes hand in hand with that. So Youthful Folly, and that is the number 4 hexagram in the I Ching, and it's made up of mountain and water. The energy of mountain is all about keeping still, preserving energy through stability, resting, respite, contemplation, discipline, resting state, rumination, completion, meditation, and cultivation. Can you see how this sort of goes along with the previous reading? The element is earth. And let's see, the next is water. So we're going to look up the element, the gua of water. Khan, great depths, being submerged into the depths, strong movement or momentum, the moon, lunar forces, exercise caution, potential for danger, profundity, the occulted, the esoteric, unseen terrestrial energies. You are focused on the wrong inquiry. Divination does not seek out the inexperienced fool. The inexperienced fool seeks out divination. The divination here shall go no further information unless the inexperienced fool can return the proper sincerity. You must find the right teacher to learn the right attitude. Be aware of your inexperience. Ignorance is pervasive. To err is not evil. It is naivete and a result of inexperience. Do not seek out divination again until you have mastered the teaching. So better than 100 years of living life, it's better to have at least one moment of self-reflection, one moment of taking time to wonder if the words that are coming out of your mouth are appropriate for that moment. The things we give up and move away from when we leave the folly of youth, the youthful folly. There's a verse in the Torah that says, I'm paraphrasing, like, Lord, teach us to number our days. And I just recently had a birthday, that half-century mark. And as I move forward in life, it's sort of, just reminds me, as I move towards the end of my 40th decade, moving into the 5th decade, I'm becoming ever increasingly aware of the passage of time, even more so than I did 10 years ago. And it's sort of like each day I'm thinking, how many more days do I have left? How many more years? How many more decades? None of that is guaranteed. And the only solace I can give to myself is that I want to really focus, really take advantage, really put energy into considering each moment and each choice. Considering, am I being a fool in this moment? Or am I accessing wisdom? Is what I'm saying helpful in this moment? Will it add to joy? Will it add to peace? Or is what I'm saying going to detract and subtract? You know this, the saying, slow and steady wins the race? Think of that old ancient tortoise and how slowly he or she moves. They live up to 150 years. Did you know that? I mean, really think about that. How can we imitate the tortoise and get the most out of our 80, 90, 115 if we're lucky? My great grandmother, Big Mama we called her, Annie Lula James, Annie Lula Terry James. She lived to 106. How can we make the most of the time? How can we leave behind us a legacy of love, of patience, of joy, so that when we're gone, people will remember how loving and kind we were, how considerate we were of them, of others, of everyone we came in contact. Sure, we're nowhere near what we should be. We're human. But what does it mean to be a human being? One can see it as meaning we live a deliberate life, deliberately work towards being the best that we can be in any given moment. I'm going to share with you an interpretation of Youthful Folly by Brian Brown Walker. Trying to get that in there. I Ching or Book of Changes. Even the foolish can obtain wisdom by modestly following the sage. Folly is a characteristic of youth. And what's the definition of folly? Doing foolish things. Folly is a characteristic of youth. Those who have little experience generally exhibit little wisdom. This is true of us in a spiritual way as well. In comparison to the sage, we are babes in the woods. The hexagram Ming counsels us to utilize the I Ching as a lantern so that we may survive our youthful folly and travel safely through the woods of life. There is no shame in seeking guidance in life. A child is eager to be shown the way by his parents and teachers, and we are wise to recognize that in spiritual terms, we are akin to children. Our success will come quicker if we find and follow a wise teacher. The sage is available to serve in this way for those who approach the I Ching with a sincere desire to learn and grow. To study the I Ching is to gain the perspective of the deity, to learn the cosmic lessons inherent in every situation that faces us. If we truly look for and strive to comprehend these larger lessons, we gain mastery over fear, doubt, and anxiety. We can learn from study of the I Ching to live in a state of understanding, contentment, and acceptance. But several things are required of us. The first is that we must the first is that we suspend our mistrust of the unknown and allow the sage to lead us. It is tempting to think that the I Ching might be just a book, merely words on paper, but there is more to it than this. To accept this is to recognize the sage and become receptive to his assistance. The second thing required of us is that we quiet the demands of our egos for comprehensive answers to our questions about life. The I Ching teaches us not how to get from A to Z, but how to get from A to B, E to C, then from C to D. The sage travels step by step, dealing always with what is immediately at hand and bringing complete focus and concentration to the moment. By doing the same, welcome Miss Divine L. And excuse the noise in the background, my youngest son is doing remote learning. Lastly, we are required to unstructure our attitude. By abandoning strategies about people and situations, we let the past and the future go, and we meet the present moment with an open mind. To be unstructured and open is to allow the sage to guide us safely and joyfully through life. The image of Ming is that of a stream beginning to flow down a mountainside, filling each ravine and hollow place as it goes. If we persevere in following the sage, seeking the counsel of the I Ching, and filling in the gaps in our character as they are revealed, we will be led to lasting success in life. Who is the sage? Well, the sage can be a physical teacher outside of yourself. And I've also seen the sage as interpreted as your higher self, or as the God, the divinity, the divine connection within yourself. And how do you reach that sage? Through meditation, through seeking the I Ching. But first, most importantly, is to recognize youth and age is nothing but a number. We can be old in chronological age, but still youthful and foolish in our mental capacity. Every day is a new day after all. and new things for us to learn. I remember in synagogue, I remember years ago at an Israelite retreat. This is a mystical, a Jewish organization ran by Rabbi David Aaron, I think it was, or Rabbi Aaron David. He suggested that we always have an attitude of ma'zeh. Ma'zeh in Hebrew, ma is what? M-A-H, ma. Ma'zeh is this. What is this? You know, like how little children are? When they see something that's, you know, their attitude is curious and wanting to learn, wanting to learn. I feel that we must also have that attitude within ourselves. Mazeh. What am I doing in this moment? What is this? What is this attitude that I'm having? What is this emotion that I'm exhibiting? And not so much of knowing what we're doing in this moment and we're doing this and this is how we do things. Be willing to be open to self-reflection and questioning of ourselves. Because only when we are willing to do that, then we are willing to grow and become the best or better version of ourselves. So that is that from the I Ching, and I wanted to take out, I've been inspired to bring out my Spirit Keepers Tarot. Please check out Divine L's channel. She does wonderful tarot readings with Spirit Keepers Tarot. And that is Spirit Keepers Tarot right there. I like to use the Vitruvian edition, and I believe she does so as well. And please excuse the loudness in the background. That's my little one in class. So I'm going to go ahead and shuffle the deck and see what we can bring up. This is the Spirit Keepers Tarot. Here, let me turn that around. There we go. So I'm going to go ahead and do a quick shuffle of the deck and just a pulling for a card for today. So just give me one moment. And if you are interested in an individual reading, you can email me. You can email me. Welcome, Sir Tony. It's been a while. Welcome, Jenna. Let's see. I just lost my train of thought. But it's been a lot. Oh, welcome, Sarah L. Let me see. Bring that back up. Sarah. Thank you. Sarah wishes me a belated birthday. Thank you, Sarah. Okay, so I'm going to pick a card from the Spirit Keepers Tarot. Oh, I know what I was saying. If you would like an individual reading, you can reach me at priestessheart108@gmail.com. And I accept donations through Cash App, my name through Cash App or Venmo. I have no idea what's going on there in the class. I think he took his headset off, but hopefully you can still hear me. So let me go ahead and do this. Okay, I will be right back. Hold on. Okay, so the card that comes out for the moment of truth is Stronghold of the Grail. So let's put that here. Stronghold of the Grail. Hopefully that's not going to fall. I just had to ask my little one to put his headset back on. I don't know why he took it off, but he did. Okay, give me one moment. We're going to look up headset. Not headset. Stronghold of the Grail. See how easily our minds are susceptible to suggestions. Stronghold of the Grail, heralding of the purifying. And it opened right to the strongholds. Let me find the Grail. Here we go. Stronghold of the Grail, which is Page of Chalices or Page of Cups. The Stronghold of the Grail comes bearing an important message to you or an opportunity about matters relating to love, relationships, domestic affairs, or your spiritual path, which inserting here, spiritual path is like a love relationship with yourself, capital SELF. The Page of Chalices is the stronghold here to help you become better attuned to your emotions, helping you in your pursuit of true happiness. She appears to you when you need further guidance on your path to finding your personal holy grail. The presence of the stronghold of the Grail can also be an emissary sent by a lunar deity, a divinity of the waters, of medicine, or a pantheon from the northern hemisphere. And we are going to pull one more card to find out what is in that envelope there. What is the message to you? Ah, here we go. I think he must be in singing class. And the message is 8, the Force, the tamed lion. And we were just talking about the folly of youth and how important it is for self-reflection, how important it is for seeking guidance. So let's look up the Force. Key 8, the Force. This is the spirit of mastery over your own fears. Remember how we mentioned in one of the readings, conquering yourself. You're awakening to higher consciousness. You're ready to mature and to grow. The Force is the personification of audacity to achieve personal miracles in spite of all the obstacles you've endured. You prevail, you persist, you domineer. When the beast growls at the maiden, instead of responding with violence or with fear, the maiden shows love, kindness, and compassion. Her loving kindness tames the lion. With patience and fortitude, you overcome the initial setbacks. You are held in high esteem. I like that. This is one of my cards, definitely. And as you can see in the back here, I have Kuan Yin, the Bodhisattva of mercy and compassion. And in this moment, I'm seeing 8, the key 8, the Force, as a card of mercy and compassion. Subduing yourself, subduing a situation, approaching a situation, instead of approaching it with fire and fierceness and maybe even recklessness. Facing it with patience and fortitude, calming and gentle force. So I leave that with you today, and I leave that with myself, a lesson for myself as well. As anytime I do any of these readings, I always see myself in there as well. So it may seem like I'm preaching or teaching to you. I'm not, but we are all one. So thank you for joining me. And it seems like I haven't had any lag. If I have had any lag in this live stream, please do let me know. I think I finally found a place, or maybe they've erected a few more towers in the area, which means I need to make sure I have my new mite and my shungite and my other stones around me to stay grounded and keep those EMFs at bay. Anyway, guys, I hope you have a fabulous day. Today is the first day of the rest of your life. What will you gift yourself? I wish you peace, love, and great bliss. This is Tamalangina Priestess Heart. Have a beautiful day.